Welcome to Comic Construction.
Let's check out the build, art, and story of Green Lantern Rebirth Compendium, written by Jeff Johns, Dave Gibbons, Ron Morris, Howard Chaykin, and Keith Champagne, with art by Ethan Van Sciver, Ivan Rice, Patrick Gleason, et al., published by DC Comics. This compendium is a standard size softcover at 6 5/8 by 10 1/4 inches and has 1,536 pages, making this the largest compendium I've checked out so far. The closest one after this, I think, is Starman at around 1,400 pages. The cover has 4-color printing. The book is perfect bound with that very flexible spine that DC uses on these. And the interior sheet is a thin semi-gloss paper, similar to what most modern comics are printed on. The art is really good throughout. Despite there being a ton of different styles and artists, each artist covers a specific story, so it never really feels jarring. And it all kind of has a modern sort of comic book feel to it. So there's variation, but it isn't like night and day. Like, you're not being dropped into a Bill Sienkiewicz, although you do get a Howard Chaykin miniseries, which is really good. It's really hard to talk about the art when there are so many different artists and styles contributing, but I would say that overall the art is very good. This book tells the story of the return of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. They are tales featuring Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and many other Corps members. Jeff Johns creates an interesting way for Hal Jordan to come back from being the Spectre. It was really interesting to see Jordan try to resist the cruelty of the Spectre's vengeance. I was really glad that Johns does a good job writing Kyle Rayner, a feat very few writers have been able to pull off, with Grant Morrison being a standout. It was cool to see Kyle being treated with respect by Hal, especially considering how poorly the fans reacted to Kyle in the 90s. I really like Kyle Rayner, but his book in the 90s was really not good. Howard Chaykin's Guy Gardner Collateral Damage miniseries is great in that it starts out with a hysterical joke and then forces the reader to confront exactly who and what Guy is. I do plan to do a deeper dive on that soon. That one's been living in my head, so I think I need to do like a deconstruction of that story. I focused on this book for 4 days, reading pretty much only it, and found myself getting tired of the breakneck pace. Most superhero books give the readers a break from the action by letting the hero have a private life. But in this book, it seems that whenever Hal Jordan's off doing like his own, like Hal Jordan stuff rather than Green Lantern adventures, we'll switch over to somebody else. Like maybe you're getting a Guy Gardner tale, or you're catching up with Kyle, something like that. It's really good superheroics throughout, but it is likely best read at a slower pace than I was trying to do. So will it stay or will it go? As I mentioned, I've only read the first 500 pages of this book, which is roughly a third of it. And I'm really enjoying the stories, but the act of reading this book is awful. The compendium weighs too much to be comfortably read. I find compendiums best when they're 1,200 pages or less. I would say the big difference was the G.I. Joe compendium, which is 1,200 pages, is much lighter than this because it's printed on newsprint. I weighed it, and this weighs almost, I think it's like 6.5 pounds, and the G.I. Joe compendium weighs about 3. So that weight differential makes a big difference. So with this book being so uncomfortable to read, I don't think I'll keep the book. I do have the DC subscription, so if I ever wanted to revisit any of these stories, I could easily do that digitally. Thanks for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and share with a friend.